and 7 more days to the 2016 Rio Olympics. What's going on in Rio? They have tested the fireworks for the opening ceremony. The president of the IOC, Thomas Bach, is visiting the Games Village just to ensure that everything is fine. We're still expecting confirmation of whether or not the national honor 23 team led by Coach Samson Siasia has arrived Rio. When we get a confirmation, we'll let you know. And of course, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, they have confirmed Nigeria's women's 4x400 meters relay teams will draw from the Rio Olympics. It's not a good one, but it's okay. Wrestling is one sport that Nigerians are believing can win us a medal, because there's a golden girl called Odunayo Adekroye. Blessing Oburududu is also doing a part. Aminata Deni, she's also a blazing star in that sport. For the men, Amas Daniel and Tata Somari, they are also hoping for medals in Rio. Nigeria will be traveling with 7 wrestlers to compete in the wrestling event at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Let's go to our studios in Abuja, where the president of Nigeria Wrestling Federation, Dan Igalo, is standing by to talk to us about wrestling and their readiness for the Olympics. Good evening, President. Welcome to the program.
Good evening for having me on your studios tonight.
Fantastic. President Dan Igalo, let's talk about wrestling and the Olympics. 7 wrestlers. How optimistic are you that we can win a medal?
You know, I'm someone who doesn't believe in the outcome. I believe in processes. And by processes, I mean doing the right things, wrestling well, having a total match from now till the 17th, when they will be competing, to ensure that the athletes get to Rio on time, they hydrate well, and they train well. Remember, we're going to be in Rio for almost about 15 days before they compete. They're starting to compete on the 17th, to ensure that they have training partners, to ensure that they eat well, to ensure that they sleep well. We got to get those things right before even talking about medals.
I agree. Explain to me how much of a problem, because everyone says funding is a major problem. For wrestling, how much of a problem has funding been?
Well, wrestling has been like every other sport. As you know, it was scarcely 10 days ago that the president even directed that funds should be released. And I think funds are just about being released. And if the funds being released are enough for this team to go to Rio and compete favorably with other very well-prepared teams and come back is something that I don't know. We were supposed to go to about 4 tournaments. We ended up going to 1 in Spain. And you should understand, just going to 1 tournament in Spain has been able to move Blessing Oburududu, who was outside the top 20, because she hasn't competed in world tournaments for the past 3 years, has catapulted her from outside the 20 to number 9 in the world now. Aminata Deni was outside the top 20, and she's been catapulted from 1 tournament in Spain to number 13 in the world now. So imagine what would have happened if we were competing regularly, or if we had competed about 3 times this year. So yes, I am quite optimistic, but more on the silent side, because I don't think we've done what we need to do. But I can tell you that I'm going there with some expectations that I'm not going to heap on the athletes, but expectations nonetheless that we're not going to come back without a medal this time.
Now talk to me about traveling to Rio. Since funding is still an issue, how do you intend to get your wrestlers to Rio? What are the arrangements in place? When are they traveling? Talk to me about challenges, but also I want a way out of it.
Well, I'm in Abuja now because I wanted to understand what's going on, the plans for the athletes to leave. And the understanding I have is that some of them, if not all of them, will leave on the 1st. That's on Monday. Because yesterday I was at the Ministry of Sports and arrangements were being made for their visas. And you should know, visas, I mean for their tickets to Rio. And you should know tickets maybe a couple of months back would have cost about 400 to 500,000 naira. Now virtually every ticket is over 1 million naira. So it's tough, but it's because of planning. But those are the assurances I have, that some, if not all, will leave on Monday. But you see, my bigger worry too is that yes, we've done a lot over the past 6 months especially. We've trained. It may not be ideal, but I think we've done what we need to do in Nigeria. We're going to be in Rio for, if they leave on the 1st, it means we're going to be there for 16 days. My worry is that these athletes cannot train with each other. They need their training partners to do the dirty work. They need their guinea pigs to do what we need them to do for them to go and compete and hopefully win something for Nigeria. But I'm being told we don't have the funds, that we may not be able to take any partners. So it gives me a big sense of worry. If we are going to win medals, we have to do everything. We have to leave no stone unturned in our efforts to get everything right. It should not be about money. Money should not stop us from winning medals. But I fear we may not be ideally prepared for the Olympics if we don't go with our training partners to Rio.
Whew, giving me some reasons to worry. Talk to me about the quality of the coaches that are going to Rio.
Fantastic coaches. You know, we have Victor Kode, who himself was a 5-time Olympian for Nigeria, 13-time African champion. We have Purity Akko, who has essentially, from the very beginning, taken up athletes like Aminat, Adeni, Bose, Bishola, some of them that you don't even know now, but you will hear in 2014 and 2020 in Japan. We have Oziti Joe, who has been mentoring Tamara Soso for all this while. We have Happiness Brutu from Cross River State, who was one of our most successful female wrestlers, who's transformed herself into quite a coach, especially for the female team. And the technical advice, the technical director, Damien Ohaike, who has been essentially working around every area of administration and making the coaching work easy for the athletes. So we have a very solid team. I must tell you, I don't have any issues with my team. And I can tell you also that I am one of the assistant coaches and I'm helping out with them. So we don't have a problem with the coaching crew. But I think right now my bigger worry is my training partners for the athletes going to Rio.
What are your expectations for, you need to tell me this, so I need to be very sincere. What are your expectations for Odunayo Adekuroye?
Odunayo is probably one of the bigger talents we've had over the past 10 years. Odunayo will go places. Odunayo is not even up to, I would say, she's about 70% of our ultimate capacities. I expect good things from her, but Odunayo is 22, 23. Odunayo just came onto the international scene last year. She's had, I was calculating her first international matches, and she just had about 13 international matches. That is grossly inadequate for us to expect too much of her. Is Odunayo not capable of winning a medal? No. Odunayo can even win a gold medal. It depends on what happens in Rio. But Odunayo has someone in our weight class, a Japanese, who is a 12-time world champion and a 3-time Olympic gold medalist from Japan. Someone who from the age of 16 has never lost an international tournament. And that is why I cannot afford for Odunayo to go there and train with another wrestler that is going to compete in the Olympics. These are the things that we must get right. If you get one little thing right, or one little thing wrong, you completely destroy everything you've done in a year. We cannot hide behind the cloak of no money to not take training partners for 16 days of training, except we're not ready to win medals.